This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
And
Common man, no show prep, no solid plan. Spins a yarn, recants a tale. The esoteric approach won't fail. Tune in, it's time for Common Man. Common man, charge the housewives like no one can. What'd you shoot? Where'd we play? Non-stop nonsense on deck today. Tune in, it's time for Common Man.
I'm a fraud.
yes. Why should anybody aspire to be a common man, an average man? Do you realize what it means to be average? That means you're the best of the lousiest and the lousiest of the best. Now, if we demand more and more for producing less and less, while the have-not nations encourage and inspire and indeed require hard work and maximum effort, if we deify the common men while they encourage and reward the uncommon ones, well, the end result of such a lopsided race as that is too obvious to require elaboration.
I mean, it's like, hello?
All right, this is Don King talking about panel about Bruno and Tyson, but give the common man the raise he so richly deserves. Don't lose him. Don't be standing on the dock of the bay when the ship is out to sea and the corner man is on board. You better get on board. Don't be there crying and whining. Get him and keep him. Give him the raise that he deserves.
I've got a good mind to join the club and beat you over the head with it.
You can't have it both ways.
That is about the biggest bunch of crap I've ever heard in my entire life.
You find this funny, Mr. Grove? You're smiling. You find this humorous? No, they're not. You find this humorous, Mr. Grove? You're laughing and smiling. I'm just wondering if you do. You didn't answer my question, Mr. Grove. Do you find this humorous?
No, I find it keeping it 4 years.
At least you're not smiling and laughing now. Oh, I guess you're back at it again now.
You guys are going to criticize whatever you want to criticize.
Timberwolves superfan KFAN Stan Barrero.
I'm out of here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're seeing what a sophisticated offensive game plan looks like. You talk about...
I'm tired of Brett Favre. NFL's nothing but a racket. Yeah, good.
He's the clown from Brown. He's the fourth in the North.
Got you.
This is the common man, Dan Cole.
Hundreds, yes, hundreds. The Grum begins in 5, actually. 3, but 5 sounds like more than 4. Greetings, good afternoon, and ack, a dak, to you and yours. I'm the common man, Dan Cole. This is the worst all-sports radio station in the country, so says a former employee who, funny, was fired from here. It was after he was fired when he said it was the worst all-sports radio station in the country. It wasn't like he said that and then they fired him for saying that. Though I don't think that would be grounds for dismissal if I said right now I think we're the worst all-sports radio station in the country, which I really don't believe, but it just sounds good. It's controversial is what it is. I'm a radio dinosaur, and this is my La Brea tar pit. Someday archaeologists and paleontologists will be sifting through the rubble that will be 1600 Utica Avenue South. They'll find my skeletal remains, and then they'll find my mummified lips. There was another one. There was another suggestion of what to call them, but I don't remember. But we'll go with mummified for now. My mummified lips attached to this Neumann BCM 104 microphone, and they'll say, "Egad, it's a social commentator with an archaic communication device." We'll be here until 3. If you're wondering sort of the flavor of the show or how we do it, it's It's unprepared, uninformed, and unapologetic. If you're looking for poised, polished, and professional, just wait till 3 o'clock. That's what you'll get there. Tenneby is he was the interim producer. He became the bridge producer. Now he's a luxury producer. And no Mark Rosen today. He's out vacation. He's out in the wild somewhere. I think he's built a lean-to.
You've got to be kidding me.
He actually has to go down the river and fetch water for all the folks. It's he's roughing it out there, that's for sure. For me, roughing it, Holiday Inn with the window open. Do you know what La Quinta, you know what I like? Have you ever stayed at a La Quinta? I love La Quintas. You know what I like best about them? They're soft, fluffy towels. So soft and fluffy, in fact, I can hardly get my suitcase closed. You know what La Quinta translates into English?
No, I don't.
Next to Denny's. Okay.
Rosen probably doesn't even know what city he's in right now. According to the last 2 days, he had no idea where he was going.
He had no idea, and he doesn't know now. But maybe he does know now. Boy, there's a plenty to go. It's a jam-packed leaderboard at the 153rd Open Championship. A very controversial Vikings poll. As a matter of fact, it's a fan survey. We'll dive into that.
We do have breaking Vikings news as well.
We have breaking Vikings news. We have the Twins are back in action starting on Friday. They take on the worst team in Major League Baseball, the Colorado Rockies. What a great place to start the second half of the season because they need to build a little bit of traction. Is WNBA in an all-star break right now?
No, the Lynx played last night.
Oh.
Or yesterday, I should say.
When is the all-star break? WNBA will be having their all-star break in the not-too-distant future. Lynx played last night. All quiet on the Wild and Wolves front. Where do we start? Only the Wheel of Topic will know. The other term was fossilized lips. I like that.
Commons Golf Game.
Oh, my, and I played today. What a coincidence.
What'd you shoot today?
6 over 79.
Where'd we play?
At the club at Golden Valley.
Where'd you hit it on? One?
Right up the gut.
Second shot?
I hit a hybrid into 9-iron range.
Right or left?
Oh, right up the middle.
How far from the green were you?
I was 9 irons. I was to the pin about 120.
Then what?
I hit it a little short.
Then what?
Chipped it to about 6 inches.
Incredible.
I played really well today, and it was quintessential Common, where old school Common, where there was sort of a Paul McCartney and Wings kind of around. With a little luck, we can work it out. We can make this whole round of golf work out. I got some luck. I hit a lot of good shots, though. Short game was really good. Tenneby, you've played at the club at Golden Valley before.
Yes.
The greens are very slick. They have a lot of movement to them, a lot of back to front, but I did not 3-putt once today.
Because it's slick, you got to stay below the stick.
That is because the greens are slick. You got to stay below the stick when you're playing at the club at Golden Valley. I hit 9-iron into 2 feet on the par 5 13th to get back to +3. Okay. So I'm 3 over through 3rd. That's really good, especially the way I've been playing, especially at that club. That club has always been difficult for me, not for Meat Sauce. First time he ever saw the place, he shot 80. After today, how hard it was for me to shoot 70, I'm convinced more than ever that Meat Sauce not only has never shot 80, I don't think he's ever broke 100 out there at that golf course. But that's a whole other story we'll get into later. Then I went on that little bit of that bogey thing. Don't you that bogey train?
Oh, I'm very familiar with the bogey train.
Bogeyed 14, bogeyed 15. In 15, I was just short of the pin. That's probably the most severe green, and it's kind of a middle right pin. And I'm just short of the green. I get a little too aggressive, and I go like 3 feet back. I got 3 feet coming downhill for par, and it kind of hits the side lip. And now I got 5 feet coming back for par. That was the key, and I had to make it, and I did. Get to 16, I block it right. That's the severe, almost a 90-degree dog leg right, and then way uphill. I can't get there in 2 anymore. We were playing the combo tees, blue and white. I can't even get there, and so I had to punch it out with a 7-iron. I've got a gap wedge in my hand that I hit a terrible gap wedge. It kind of hits in the false front, comes back about a foot off the fringe. It's a back right pin, and I hit a pitch to 6 inches. It almost went in. I thought I got it. So it was just such a critical shot. Then I get to 17, the par 3. I dump it in the bunker left, and I'm a terrible bunker player. Just awful. Because I decided a long time ago, here was my choice. Spend hundreds of hours practicing my sand game, or don't worry about the sand game and just try to hit more greens in regulation. So I chose the lazy way out because you're either lazy, stupid, or both, and I'm kind of a combo platter. So I decided, okay, I'll just try to hit more greens. I hit a marvelous sand shot, and the pin was middle left, so I had no green to work with. I stayed below the hole 6 feet. I barreled it in, parred 18, played really, really well. I was very pleased with the way I played. And then I did notice this, playing at the class that's where Meat Sauce belongs. And they have a little placard hanging from the roof of the cart to see the different events they have coming up. 9-hole night where you play 9 and have dinner and such like that. They also have parent-child night, or parent-child Saturday on the 17th of August. So I'm assuming Lawyer Lambert will have to bring Meat Sauce to the golf course then. Thank you very much. The club was my brush. The ball was my paint for the most part. It was, there was some ugly stuff. I got lucky, but I felt very good about how I played. And I know, Tenneby, that you're happy for me.
Very happy for you.
I figured you would. How about this leaderboard? And think if Rosie would have been able to pick Fitzpatrick, because remember that's who he said he would have picked.
If he would have known his name.
Yeah, well, he didn't know his name, but he was going to pick him.
You should be saying, oh, Fitzpatrick.
Well, I texted Sauce during the show. You know this as well. You can text Sauce at any time, and he will respond immediately, even during the middle of the show. So the Olison guy was in the lead, and I texted Meat Sauce something like, I'll tell you exactly what I texted him. This is the kind of nonstop nonsense, tomfoolery, and skullduggery that Meat Sauce and I participate in because we text and talk more than most people know. So I said, Rosen liked Olison. He would have picked him since Carly took Fitzpatrick. He texted back, ha, 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 ha. We just said that. So great minds think alike. That would be the Power Trip Morning Show. They have 3 great minds on that. 2.5 minds. Meat Sauce, actually, I don't think Meat Sauce has a mind at all. I think he's lost his mind. So there's 2 minds and then Meat Sauce. So that was a lot of fun. We enjoyed that. Let's do this. Let's take a break. When we come back, we do have controversial Vikings news to get to with Peek at the Purple and many other topics that we're going to riff. We're going to do some riffing today here on the Common Man program on the Fan. Tenneby, you got a keyword?
Yep, the Fan and BigDeck.com want to give you a shot to win bonus bucks with our national cash contest. Enter the keyword money at KFAN.com now for a shot at winning. That keyword is money. Enter now at KFAN.com. Join Adam West. That's the wrong radio station. Let's go over to KFAN.
What radio station was that?
That would have been Cool 108.
Cool 108, where I used to spin hot stacks of wax from the top of the racks until I was told your services are no longer needed.
Minneapolis, get ready. Music legend Paul McCartney.
Oh, you caught me off guard. Hold on. I'm just a soul whose intentions are good. Oh, Lord, please don't let me... I did this one already. Go ahead.
He's bringing his Got Back tour to U.S. Bank Stadium October 17th. Actually, it'd be funny if he just did all John Lennon songs for McCartney.
Imagine all the people living life today. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Tickets drop July 18th at 10 a.m., but beat the rush.
Nobody told me there'd be days like these.
Register now for the artist presale at paulmccartneygotback.com.
Whatever gets you through the night, it's all right. It's all right.
One night, one icon. Don't miss it.
Paul McCartney.
Full details available at KFAN.com. Keyword calendar.
Hey, time for Peek at the Purple. Peek at the Purple is brought to you by Affordable Electric. If you are a journeyman electrician looking for a change, why not Affordable Electric? Competitive pay. They've got benefits. Get your own truck. It's pretty cool.
What if you're not a journeyman electrician but still looking for a change? Asking for a friend.
Yeah. I suppose they could teach you how to fix a breaker box.
Okay.
You know?
I mean, I know how to hit the switch on the fuse box in my basement.
You do know how to do that. It pays better than what you're doing. I know that.
Yeah.
And that's not a rip on you. I just know I've heard like electricians after that first year, it's like big money, big prizes. So, but go to affordable-electric.com to apply. Affordable-electric.com. They are, oh boy, he's shockingly affordable. Speaking of shocking, Genevieve, breaking, soon-to-be big game world champion, Minnesota Viking news. What you got?
Yes, it looks like we already have closure on the Jordan Addison court case.
Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye, hear ye, order in the court.
So this comes from his agent, I believe.
All rise.
He writes, today, after careful consideration of the charges against him and all defenses, Jordan Addison decided to plead to a lesser included vehicular offense, commonly referred to as a wet reckless. As a result, Mr. Addison will pay a standard fine and complete 2 online courses, after which we expect that his probation will be terminated early in 6 months. Over the past year, he voluntarily participated in MAD events and programs, and after reflection, decided to enter his plea understanding the ramifications of his decision. He has kept the organization apprised throughout these legal proceedings and will continue in his full commitment to being a valuable member of his team. So Jordan Addison pleads guilty, but it sounds like it's to a lesser offense.
It was a wet what? A wet
called
really?
Wet Reckless.
What is? Can you Google that? What is?
Sure.
I've never heard of that. And look, I know courtroom procedure. Habeas corpus this, Corpus Christi that, Exhibit A, no further questions, Your Honor. I object. Your witness. I rest my case. I know all the attorney lingo.
Wet reckless is a term for a plea bargain in DUI, driving under the influence cases, where the original DUI charge is reduced to a lesser charge of reckless driving. The wet part indicates that alcohol or drugs were involved, and it's used as a way to avoid the harsher penalties of a DUI conviction.
Okay. I had no idea. And I know all the habeas corpus, this Corpus Christi, that. I do know this. If they take away your privilege to drive, you need to drive, you have to drive. You need to drive, you have to drive. Okay, so I guess all's well that ends well.
So I'm guessing also the guilty plea then will lead to a suspension from the National Football League.
There you go. One other note here from yesterday. All Elements is one of my advertising partners, right? We've had a really long relationship. iHeartMedia, Common Man, and All Elements with the Thurbers, and it's wonderful. And business is blowing up. They're doing very, very well, and it's been a great relationship. In one of the commercials I did, where I said I'd rather have, I talk about getting a frontal lobotomy, and I said I'd rather have a bottle in front of me. Then someone text messaged and said, "Oh, you stole that from David Letterman." And I had to text back to him and say, "You don't think David Letterman came up with that? It's just one of the oldest jokes in the world." As a matter of fact, I decided to Google it. It's attributed to Dorothy Parker, an American poet, short story writer, critic, and satirist. She was born August 22nd, 1893, passed away June 7th, 1967. She was known for her caustic wisecracks and eye for the 20th century urban foibles. So she died in 1967. That was before David Letterman had a show. People don't, it's like, what was the other one yesterday? We had a song that was sampled by, what was that? Yeah, do you remember yesterday? Somebody had sampled a song, and somebody thought that was the original. It was a rap guy, and they do it all the time, and it's okay. Do you remember what song it was? You know what I'm talking about, right?
It was Tupac's "No Changes."
Yeah, but that's just the way it is. Which was actually Bruce Hornsby in the Range. So he
literally stole part of the beat for the song. Right. He sampled the beat and he stole the chorus.
Yes. And that's okay, because that's sort of, I don't know if you have to gain permission for that or you just pay to do it.
I think he does, yeah.
Yeah, whatever the case may be.
But in his case, it was also like almost an homage to Bruce Hornsby as well.
Right. Well, and that's where, Led Zeppelin was always accused of taking, rhythms or beats or whatever, melodies, whatever, from old blues guys, from from down in Mississippi, from the Delta area and stuff like that, right? And but apparently they never fought it. If somebody contacted him and said that's mine, they'd say, okay, here's a check, and they'd go, okay, you can use my stuff anytime you want. Thank you very much, because the checks they were giving them, I'm sure was probably more than these guys have been making in their entire career. So, anyway, it is what it is. By the way, well,
today's day and age too. Just because the way you purchase music, it seems like it just keeps changing over and over again. The amount of people that are being introduced to a sampled song, like you want to, if you're an old geezer band, you want people sampling your songs because they're like, oh, that's the original song. I'm going to go buy that one. Or, it keeps their, as popular as possible and making as much money as they can.
A prime example, Fleetwood Mac, 1987, from their Tango in the Night LP, was the song Everywhere. I want to be with you everywhere. And then Chevrolet, I think it was Chevrolet, did a commercial using that song. That song then suddenly was back on the music charts again because there have been so many people that had, if you weren't around in 1987, you didn't know what that song is, and you probably hadn't stumbled across it. And so people stumbled across it and said, and
actually Fleetwood Mac had a song called Dreams.
Yes, that was the guy on the skateboard.
Yeah,
right?
Video went viral.
Yeah,
and now all these bands and stuff are hoping, or even trying to actually create viral videos surrounding their songs.
So they go back on the charts and people will buy them.
Because I'd never heard Dreams before. I never heard Everywhere. Now I love both songs.
Yeah, Dreams. I think. How about this? If I'm not mistaken. As successful as Fleetwood Mac is, including the album Rumors, which has sold 40, 50, I don't know how many, 40 million albums or more, copies or more. I think they've only had one number one song, and it was Dreams. I think they've had other charted songs, but only one number one. Yeah, I think that's true. You could maybe Google that during a break sometime. But, there are other artists that, and I wish I could.
Is Fleetwood Mac like the king of like lots of B songs? Like if your song's an A or B or C, like they just have a whole catalog of Bs.
Well, no, most of their stuff is A's.
Okay.
But I just don't know why they don't chart. I mean, I would say they're A's. I mean, I've had this discussion with people before. I like Tango in the Night better than Rumors, and most people would consider Rumors their best ever. Matter of fact, I would say Bare Trees is better than. But I'm always in the minority, and I know people think you're just trying to be different and be the contrary, and there are times I am, but. There were like 3 different iterations of Fleetwood Mac. There was the Peter Green. He started the band. Peter Green invited Mick Fleetwood, the drummer, and McVeigh, the bass player, to be in the band, right? And he let them call it Fleetwood Mac. Peter Green kind of had some psychological issues. But he has passed away now. But Peter Green said the reason he let him call it Fleetwood Mac, he goes, because I knew someday I was going to walk away from the band and I wanted them to still have a band. So they had 3 iterations, and they had Bob Welsh and a couple of other guys that joined them. And then from then Christine McVie was there, John McVeigh's wife, the bass player. And then it was when they really took off and became commercially successful is when they were joined by Stevie Nicks and what's his name? Lindsey Buckingham. They were an item. Now they're not together anymore because Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks don't get along anymore. They can't even work together. She will not work with her ex anymore. And of course, she also said now that Christine McVie has passed away, there will be no more Fleetwood Mac, so I don't think they'll ever get together again. That was almost another mini version of Rock Talk. Peek at the Purple, brought to you by.
You don't have to like Fleetwood Mac, but you do have to respect them.
Well, absolutely. And I do. I like all 3 iterations, but I really like the Peter Green stuff, like the song Oh Well. And then the Bob Welch and the others that were in the, and I can't think of the other guitarist's name, and I'll think of it here in a second, but they were in the Bare Trees era. But anyways, that's another story. Let's do this. Let's take a break. Brought to you by Affordable Electric. Go to affordable-electric.com if you'd like to apply for work. We got, I wouldn't call it controversial Vikings news, but there's a fan survey out there from The Athletic. We'll take a look at that next. Common Man program on The Fan.
Bonus Box is back on KFAN. We have 9 chances for you to win $1,000 every weekday. That's every hour from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. To enter the keywords and learn more, head to KFAN.com. Bonus Bucks is presented by BigDeck.com.
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 Double 13-14 pass, Common Man program on Comedy's 10 to be 153rd playing of the Open Championship at Royal Portsmouth. First round action. 10 to be, we've got a jam-packed leaderboard, right?
We do. There are 5. Let me just refresh this quick, make sure I have an updated scoreboard here.
I think it is. I think there's 5 at the top.
We have 5 golfers at the top at 4 under. We have Jacob Skav Olesen, Haotong Lee, and Matt Fitzpatrick. They're all in the clubhouse for the 4 under 67. Christian.
Let me say it.
He's also 4 under. He's through 15. Lucas Glover.
Yeah.
Also 4 under. He's only through 8. So still a chance to move up that leaderboard. At 3 under, you've got, of course, some big names like Scotty Scheffler and Rory McIlroy. Mm-hmm. Scheffler's in the clubhouse. McIlroy is 3 under through 10. Matthew Jordan, Saddam Jana.
Let's go with that. I like
Maverick McNeely and Harris English all at 3 under. And then, what time is Lee Westwood teeing off? Lee Westwood, 269 today. Same with Ricky Fowler. Aaron Rye, Terrell Hatton is 200 through 11, and Justin Rose, 200 through 11. By the way, Phil Mickelson also tied for 19th with guys like John Rahm and Shane Lowry and Sergio Garcia at 1 under. They all shot 70s today.
Yeah, think about a couple of those old names. Mickelson, Garcia. You know, being kind of a dinosaur, I kind of like when the dinosaurs in golf make runs.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of fun to watch. Garcia, I remember watching him win when he beat Rose in a playoff, his only major at Augusta National Golf Club in Augusta, Georgia. He's got one thing in common with Wyndham Clark. He's got a bit of a temper. We've seen him. Matter of fact, he was the one. He felt so bad. He had a chance to win an Open Championship a number of years ago, and he basically said the golf gods are against me. I'll never win because they don't want me to win. He was doing that kind of a bit, doing the woe is me, feeling sorry for himself.
Pity party.
Yeah, and I very much do the woe is me thing as well. So there you go. There is your leaderboard for the. And we'll keep you posted as the afternoon goes by. The Athletic, Tennessee, are you familiar with the Athletic?
The what?
Well, you're not very athletic. Well, actually, you are very athletic. I mean, you're able to hit home runs without even trying. You're in the same ballpark skating as National Hockey League players. And what else are you really good at in sports? There was another one, I think, that we established that you were really good at. Well, regardless, you're just a very good athlete. The Athletic is a online newspaper where they've got some of the greatest writers in the country, including many from the Twin Cities and Minneapolis and St. Paul, covering all the sports for good or ill. Alec Lewis, who appears on this radio station on a regular basis, covers the Vikings for the Athletic, and he's putting together a fan survey. He mentions at the beginning of the survey, he says that in 2023, about 52% of the responders said they believe the Purple would win a Super Bowl within the next 10 years. Last year, that figure climbed to up 60%.
Wow. Hashtag faith.
Yeah, and my guess is they were all listeners of the Paul Allen Project, Barney the Purple Dinosaur. I love you. You love me. We're an extended family with a great GM. We'll be 13-3. We're all about positivity. Hashtag faith. We'll have to play that early and often.
We don't have it anymore.
What?
Do you remember? Yeah, we lost it. Believe me, I've wanted to play that multiple times. It got lost.
Do you think somebody went in and...
I don't know.
And deleted
I'm very upset about it.
I bet somebody went in, somebody didn't like it. And decided
someone maybe from 9 to noon?
That could very well be. I'm going to make the accusation. Why not? You know what? I cried when I wrote that rip. Sue me if I play too long or rip too long. Here's the fan athletic survey, Tennessee. Let's take it together, okay? Do you have yours up?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No.
Okay, because I thought we could, because I'm going to click on what I think, and I think you could do the same. But here we go. How confident are you that the Vikings are moving in the right direction? It's 1 through 5. Not confident at all is 1. Very confident is 5. Where are you on the how confident are you the Vikings are moving in the right direction? 1 being you'd really rather see them clean house. 5, you think you like parades.
I would say 4.
Oh, 4. I'm between 3 and 4, but you know what? I'm going to do today? Since it's not Wednesday anymore, we did the wet blanket thing yesterday. I think I'm going to ducky and bunny it up a little bit, and I'm going to take number 4 as
All right, we'll both do 4. I'm going to take the survey as well.
All right. Question 2. How would you rate the job by the front office this offseason? 1 to 5, 1 being extremely disappointing, number 5 above and beyond. I mean, they did everything you wanted them to do. What would you say?
I'm going to go 4 again.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, they filled 2 offensive line spots. They filled 2 spots on the interior defensive line. They didn't have a lot of draft equity, draft capital to work with, but drafted an offensive lineman who appears to be a solid player. So, the spots where you were the weakest were the trenches and refilling the cornerback. That's still TBD, I think, on the secondary a little bit. But, and obviously all those guys that you acquired need to stay healthy, and that's a big if. I think they did a pretty good job.
Yeah, well, I guess maybe I'll ducky and bunny. I was again between a 3 and a 4. Here's for me, and this is why I guess you have to make that decision right now because the question is being asked now. To me, it all depends upon how well J.J. McCarthy develops because you did have a guy that showed he can play in the league and play at a high level because old Sam Darnold has an arm, E-I-E-I-O, with a tutty here and a pick 6 here. There's pick 6 here. He proved he can play in the National Football League, and you could have signed him. He would have stayed, but you decided, no, we can even do better than that, and we can do it at a cheaper rate, I think was part of it as well. If it ends up where JJ's mediocre, and I'm not saying just for this year, because, there's going to be growing pains, but if all of a sudden he ends up being Christian Ponder 2.0, then you
all this can change with the performance of JJ McCarthy.
Exactly, but I guess I'll go with 4 as well. Let's go with, how would you rate your level of trust in team ownership? 1 to 5, 1 being not a high level of trust at all, extremely high level of trust, storied franchise, National Football League, number 5.
This might be dangerous to say, given that they've been, here for about 20 years?
Yep.
And we have yet to get to a big game?
Yep.
I'm going to give them a 5.
A 5?
I think the ownership is pretty darn good here.
Everything
you hear about their facilities and the culture, and they get high reviews whenever they get those anonymous player surveys. They, just gave. They're clearly nice people. They just gave money to the Hurricanes in Texas. They didn't have to do that being from Minnesota. I think they're good in the community. They appear to be not knee-jerk owners, not completely trying to meddle in everything from a player selection standpoint. I think they're pretty good owners.
How about
and I'd really like a ring if they win the big game.
How about how do you feel about ownership being on time? You'd give them a 4. It's an old inside joke. I think we've explained it before. I don't know if I want to give 5s, and I love the Wilfs. Well, I don't love them, but I do think. They've.
It's Sir Mark Wilf. By the way.
That's Sir Mark Wilf. I'm going to go 4.
Okay.
Next question: how would you rate your level of trust in General Manager Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah? 1 through 5, again, not much. You think you'd trust him with your wallet?
I would say free agency Kwesi 5, draft Kwesi 1. So therefore, I'm just going to land in the middle at 3. He has not proven he can make draft picks yet. Last year given how much he even spent and didn't have a lot to spend, I thought he basically hit a home run last year in free agency. And it appears on paper that this year's free agent crop was great work by him as well. But until we're getting some return on some of these draft picks, it's hard for me to give him too many highs. So I'm going to go a 3.
I'm with you.
GM.
I'm with you. I'm there as well. Next one: how would you rate your level of trust in Coach Kevin O'Connell? 1 to 5, 5 being extremely high to not a high level of trust.
5.
1. You give him a 5.
5.
Boy, I didn't hesitate at all.
Well,
I'm going to go 4, and I'll tell you why. I mean, when you say trust, I guess it is like I don't. Sometimes I don't think he manages the game all that particularly well. I think he likes to throw the ball sometimes a little too much. I think I don't always agree with everything. And I know he's coached game at a high level. I've not. I played at a high level, fierce pass rushing, Rocket Gibraltar, that whole thing. But I'm not convinced that it's all. But yeah, I mean, he's the players seem to like him. It's hard to argue with his record so far. 13-4 was it the first year? Then they had the 7-9, which I think was 7-9, but then the bounce back
had to have been like an 8-9 or 7-10.
Yeah, right. And then 14-3 last year. So yeah, I mean, they like him, and he's quarterback whisperer, I guess. So
I was just going to bring up his record of in 3 seasons he has a 13-win season and a 14-win season, and I would say he did it with rosters that I didn't consider extremely talented.
Right.
So I felt like he was getting more wins out of the roster that he was given in those seasons. You can joke all you want about the quarterback whisperer, and that's still to be determined, but it does appear that like quarterbacks want to play for him, right? Like Darnold wanted to come here. It appeared Aaron Rodgers wanted to come here. You always, you hear stuff about, him and Caleb Williams had a good vibe, and that Caleb wanted to, right? There's a story about Caleb wanted to play here. J.J. McCarthy, at draft time, said how much he wanted to come here to Minnesota. So I do think it is a destination where quarterbacks, obviously having Justin Jefferson helps in that regard as well. I do think quarterbacks want to come play for Kevin O'Connell. And given that is the most important position in sports, I'm going to give KOC a 5.
I'm giving him a 4. Next up, how many games will the 2025 Vikings win? 8 or fewer, 9, 10, 11, more than 11.
I don't think it's going to be 8 or fewer.
Nor do I.
Even though their over-under is like 8.5, isn't it?
I think that's exactly right.
It's probably not going to be more than 11, just given how challenging the schedule is going to be and the division's so tough.
Correct.
So we got to land in that 9, 10, 11 range. I guess I'm just going to take the easy way out, and I'll just go right smack dab in the middle of that. I'll go 10.
PA is going to say they're going to win 13 games if they steal 14, and if they don't, it'll be 12.
And it'll be the Vikings and the Falcons in the NFC Championship game, and you're on your own after that?
You are correct. I'll go with 10 as well. I mean, you've got Detroit twice, Green Bay twice, and Chicago twice, and I think those are splittable. I do think Chicago's going to be better. Why? I don't know. The same reason why people think Vikings are going to be better. Well, their offensive line's a lot better. Well, so is Chicago's on paper as well. I don't remember. And who do we have for our outside the division? Because we had a second place schedule. Is that what we had?
Yeah, I mean, that's only matters for 3 games.
Oh, okay.
It's really the divisions that you have to play. So the Vikings have to play the AFC North this season, which includes Bengals, Steelers, Browns, Ravens. That's a challenge.
So I got to figure at least,
and they got to play the NFC East.
Yeah, so I figure, you're probably going to lose 2 in each of those new ones, right? So that's 4.
Eagles and Washington will be challenging.
So that's 4 games, and I got them split in the rest. That's 7. So there you go. There's your 10-7 record right there. And it could be 11, but I would say I'll go with 10 as well. Next up, what would you consider a successful 2025 season? Make the NFC Championship game, make the playoffs and win at least 1 game, make the playoffs no matter what happens next, win more than 8.5 games. Boy, your standards are pretty low if it's 8.5 games.
If it's just 8.5 games, yeah. That's definitely not in play. I would even say making the playoffs is not considered a successful season.
It might be too much to ask with a rookie quarterback, but I'm going to do my bit that I always do. Get to the NFC Championship game and get back to me. You were 14-3 last year. I know it's hard. I mean, Philly's good. Detroit's good. Green Bay, Chicago, everything we mentioned, San Francisco, Washington, a lot of good teams. To me, I suppose make it, but I'm going NFC Championship.
I think I might go with you.
Will the Vikings win a big game in the next 10 years? Yes or no? I'm going to go against what I always say. You know what I always say is, well, just because something's never happened before doesn't mean it won't. And I'm not saying it will never happen. I'm going to say no. I think this could be the year they could win the whole thing? I'm going to have to say no. I'm sorry. I hate to be negative.
Well, my trust level in the owner was a 5.
Yeah.
My trust level in the head coach was a 5. Ultimately, like a year from now, I think we're going to have a lot more clarity on this because we're going to know whether J.J. McCarthy is a franchise quarterback and whether he's going to be here as your guy for the next decade, or if we're a little leery of him and we might be back into getting another quarterback in the next couple of years. So it's all really on J.J. McCarthy. I liked him coming out of college. The little amount we saw in the preseason game last year looked pretty good to me.
Bazudenhout for Birdie in the lead. Oh!
Right on the edge.
I don't know how that it goes in for Tennessee, goes in for Meats, goes in for Tennessee, goes in for Tennessee.
I'm going to say yes, by the way.
Okay. You say they will. This text messenger says, am I listening to the Grummer repeat of 9 to noon?
Did they do this 9 to noon today?
No, I just think well, maybe they did.
They probably did.
Or maybe what he's saying is it sounds like how 9 to noon would be responding.
Oh, because I'm so positive.
It's one or the other. But this was brought up earlier in the week. If we didn't talk about topics that the shows before us did, we probably wouldn't talk about anything except me. Because I don't think either show talks about me much. Do you? Right? So if we didn't, if you want us to talk about nothing but topics that haven't been discussed on previous shows, and we just have to talk about me the whole time, and I don't think you want to do that. Next question is going to be, how confident are you that J.J. McCarthy will be a star? 1 to 5, 5 being incredibly confident.
Define star.
Well, see, that's it. I don't know. I mean, are you talking, is star top 5 quarterback, top 10? If you say top 5, that's really hard to be a top 5 quarterback. Then he might, and this is, I know he's a talented kid. He can spin it. Have you heard the laces cutting through the breeze over at the TCO Performance Center? I have. And I think he's a talented kid. But to say, if we define stars top 5, I don't know about that. I suppose he could get top 10. I don't know. I've not seen him play other than for Michigan.
Top 10 quarterbacks in his range of outcomes.
Yeah.
I don't think you can give him a 1 or a 5 on this.
No.
So I think you got to be somewhere in between.
I'm going to give him a 3. I just don't know enough.
I want to give him like a 3.5.
All right.
But I'll go 4.
Which do you think is the most realistic expectation for him? Throws for 2,500, 15 and 15, 3,000, 17 and 13, 17 being the TD. The first number would be tutties, and the second interceptions. Throws for 3,500, 20 and 10, 20 and 12. Throws for 4,000 yards, 25 tutties, 14 picks.
If he only throws for 2,500 yards, he's been pulled at some point in the season.
Yeah.
So to me, that's out of play. Quarterback whisperer, man. I'm going to go 3,500 yards, 20 touchdowns, 12 INTs.
I'm going to go 3,000 yards, 17 and 13. The quarterback whisperer can only do so much. Sow's silk purse, cow's ear, monkey butt.
Huh?
Which newly added free agent are you most excited about? Jonathan Allen, Will Fries, Javon Hargrave, Ryan Kelly, Isaiah Rodgers. Gosh, why isn't there a none of the above? I don't know what you mean by
kind of equally excited about all of them.
Yeah, I mean, you're just hoping all of them pay off, I guess. Which one's the center? Is that Allen or Fries?
That's Kelly.
Kelly. I'll go with Kelly because I think a center's important. And, just because he doesn't, my guess is his butt doesn't perspire as much as the former guy. So
I'm going to go Jonathan Allen.
Okay. You go with Jonathan Allen. Do you think the Vikings should still add a free agent quarterback? Yes.
Cornerback, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I'd say yes.
What is your level of confidence in the offensive line?
I'm going 4.
You're going 4?
Yeah.
Till I see it, I'm going 3.
Got to stay healthy.
I got to see it. What is your biggest concern? What is your biggest area of concern? J.J. McCarthy's youth, the run game, the depth at cornerback, durability over 17 years, games, or the ability of Addison to be able to not break any traffic laws.
Him on probation here for a while is going to be dicey.
Yeah.
I'm going to go depth at cornerback.
Yeah, because the youth thing, I still have questions about McCarthy, but I'm not so much sure it's about the youth. I think I'm going to go at depth at cornerback as well, because I think the run game, I do think the kid from San Francisco is going to help the club. Which NFC North opponent are you most afraid of this season where your teeth are chattering like Tennessee? Bears, Kitties, Packers. Tennessee, which team? Yeah, I agree.
I think the Lions, despite some of the changes, still have the highest upside of those teams. I think Green Bay is just going to be a quality, solid team, but not a scary team. And Chicago, I don't know what to expect with them.
Do you consider Vikings, so your own Lions, I am as well. Do you consider the Vikings ticket prices to be affordable? What do they cost? That's my,
I don't know, because I'm working all of those games, so I don't pay for tickets.
And I don't either. I mean,
I would assume no would be the right answer.
I go to one game a year, and that's I'm able to pull a few strings because I work at iHeart, and we have a suite. So Deuce and I go see one game. But my guess is you can get, what's the lowest price ticket? I mean, I'm talking about just not from buying it out on the streets 10 minutes before the game when the guy's trying to unload. I'm talking about ticket prices. You can get in for under 100, can't you, or can't you?
Sure, somewhere you could.
No, I mean just not scalping or on any, just if you bought directly from the Vikings. I
would assume so, yeah.
I would think, but I don't know. I don't know. I have to take a flyer on that until I know. But I guess I got to answer something. I'll go with no.
I'll say no just because that's my assumption.
How would you rate the game day experience last year at U.S. Bank Stadium? I'd say pretty good.
Yeah.
Some things could be better. I enjoyed it. It's fun. What is your final thought of the state of the Vikings organization entering the 2025 season? My answer will be, it has disaster. It has disaster written all over it. How about you, Tennessee?
I'm going to write, should hire Warren from St. Paul as a consultant.
Brilliant. There you go. That's your Athletic Vikings fan survey we've completed. If you have the Athletic, go ahead and do it. I'm sure I didn't read the whole piece, but I'm sure Alec will have results sometime soon. 534, top of the hour, Tennessee. What you got?
Is one local team a dark horse to win it all?
Let your imagination take flight with an AI-powered PC from Lenovo. Whether it's creating digital art, designing new software, or building a portfolio for a future career, our PCs are powered by Intel Core Ultra processors to help students unlock smarter learning and unleash their creativity. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. All you have to do is choose the one that fits your passion. Head to Lenovo.com to shop AI PCs and find your perfect companion. Plus, get 5% off when you create an education account.